Hello everyone, I'm going to explain all about JSON in 10 minutes. So after watching this video, you will have a good understanding of JSON. You will know what exactly JSON is, how it looks like, how it works, and what are the important features of JSON. Alright guys, so that being said, let's begin the video. So guys, in this video, we'll cover what exactly JSON is. We'll talk about JSON syntax. We'll talk about JSON features. We'll also see what is the difference between JSON and XML data types that we have in JSON, and in the end we'll just quickly talk about JSON versus JavaScript, because as you know, JSON is a subset of JavaScript, right? So we'll see how these two can work together. Alright guys, what exactly JSON is? First of all, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Okay, it is an open standard format which is lightweight and text-based, designed explicitly for human readable data interchange, so that like if you look at the JSON file, you would be able to understand the data. It is language independent data format. It supports data structures like objects and arrays, so it is easy to write and read data from JSON. So we'll talk about objects and arrays later in this video. Alright guys, okay guys, as I mentioned, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON objects are used for transferring data between server and client. XML serves the same purpose. However, JSON objects have several advantages over XML, and we'll talk about those advantages in this video. Okay, alright guys, let's talk about JSON syntax rules. So guys, in JSON, data is specified as name and value pair. Okay, and there will be a colon in between name and value. For example, if you see here, first name is the name or field or attribute, and then we have got colon in between and then the value. Okay, so this is the field name and then value. In case of multiple fields or multiple attributes, right, then we have to separate those multiple items by commas. Okay, for example, like first name, then comma, then last name, then age. Okay, I'll give an example in a minute. Then guys, we have got curly braces. So curly braces in JSON are used to hold objects, and square brackets are used to hold arrays. So we'll talk about these two in a minute. I'll give you a demo. So guys, here what do you see? We have got a attribute or a field name called first name, then value is Trishan. Attribute and value or field or value is separated by a semicolon. So in case of multiple attributes, those attributes will be separated by a comma, that you can see here. Like we've got first attribute, first name, colon, Trishan, then comma, then second attribute, then comma, and then third attribute. I hope it is clear. Now guys, as I mentioned, curly braces is used to represent an object in JSON, right? So variable student, a JSON object, okay, holding these values. All right, let's go and quickly talk about the features of JSON. Very first thing, or first of all, it is lightweight. It is language independent. It means it can be used with any programming language. It could be JavaScript, Java, PHP, Python, or whatever. You name it, it'll look fine. It's easy to read and write, as you can see here, how easy it is to understand the JSON. Okay, it is text-based, human readable, data exchange format. So basically we use JSON to transfer the data from server to client or client to server. All right, now guys, as I mentioned that we use JSON to transfer the data between client server, right? But then why do we have XML? XML serves the same purpose, right? XML is also used to transfer the data. Okay, let's talk about the differences between these two. Now guys, as I mentioned earlier, if there are multiple attributes or multiple fields, those will be separated by a comma sign, that you can see here, right? We have got name is one attribute, age is another attribute, city is another attribute, and each name and value pair will be separated by a colon. Okay, field name, colon, value. You got it? And this curly braces, it represents what? It is an object. So this is one object, then we have got another object, then we have got another object, and then here's the last object. So basically we have got four objects. Now guys, because we have got four objects, how can we store those four objects? So array is the only way to hold it, right? So here you can see we have got a square bracket. So a square bracket in JSON represents an array. Okay, so students is an array having four objects, and each object here has got three attributes: name, age, and city. You got it? Now this is the JSON representation of an array having four objects, and each object is having three attributes. Now let's see how can we do same in XML. Alright guys, so what you see here is the XML representation of same students object, like that array having 4 objects, right? So this is the same representation in XML. In XML, everything is all about tags. Like we have got students, so this is the starting tag, and then there will be one end tag as well, right? And then for each student, there is another set of tags that we have used here, like student starting tag and then closing tag. Inside that student tag, we have got another 3 tags. One is to hold name, one is to hold age, and one is to hold city, right? So by looking itself only, you can say that XML is a little bit complex. And one more difference is that in XML we don't have anything called array, but we do have array in JSON. Alright guys, now guys, I'll mention all the differences between JSON and XML in a tabular format. Let me bring up the table. So alright guys, here I mentioned all the differences between JSON and XML. You guys can pause the video and go through each one. Alright guys, now quickly talk about the JSON data types. So in JSON we have got string, we have got number, we have got object, array, boolean and null. So these are the data types that we have got in JSON. Okay, let me give you an example as well so it will be easy to understand. Alright guys, so very first is string. So anything in double quotes is a string value. So first name is the field or the attribute name, then we have got colon and then value. Okay, so this is the value. So this value is in double quotes, right? It means it is a string value. You got it? It is very simple to understand. In case of numbers or numeric values, you won't see double quotes. You will just see the value like 1, 2, 3, 100 or 1000, like that. Objects, as I mentioned earlier, objects will be in a curly braces, right? So if you see here, student is an object. So this is the curly braces, like starting of the object, and here is the end of the object. And this object has got 1, 2, 3 attributes. First name, so the name is having a string value, age is having a numeric value, and country is having a string value. All right. Array, I mentioned earlier, in JSON, square bracket represents the array. So if you see here, students is the array name, and the values are, we have got like Renu, we have got Sri, we have got Kabir, we have got Trishan, and all are separated by a comma. Okay. In case of Boolean, you will just see the field name and then the value. So Boolean can have either true or false. You just mention the value, that's all. True or false. Alright guys, now let's quickly talk about JSON and JavaScript. As I mentioned earlier, that JSON is a subset of JavaScript, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be used with any other programming languages. It can be used with like PHP, Perl, Python, Ruby, Java, Ajax, and many more. Okay, now guys, I'll show you how can we convert a JSON into a JavaScript object and vice versa. Okay, so there are 2 ways to do it. Like for example, if you have a JSON file, JSON data, and if you want to convert the JSON file or JSON data into a JavaScript, can be done by using 2 ways. One is by using the eval function, EVEL function, which is not safe and secure, right? So we won't talk about that particular function, but yes, we'll talk about the another way to do it. So for that, we will be using a JSON parser. Okay, so guys, we have got a JSON object called student having 3 attributes, and we want to convert JSON object into a JavaScript object. So we'll be using a JSON parser, right? How it works is variable. This is my JavaScript object equals to JSON.parse. So this is the JSON parser that will convert, that will do the magic for us. It will convert JSON object into a JavaScript, and you pass the object here. So JSON.parse and the JSON object student. Okay. Now how to convert JavaScript object to JSON text? So for that, there is a function, there is a method called stringify. How it works? Let's declare a variable JSON text equals to JSON.stringify is the function that we are going to call, and will pass the JavaScript object. So this stringify function will convert JavaScript object to JSON text. Alright guys, I hope you have got a good understanding of JSON and you can immediately start working on JSON. Alright, thank you for watching.